Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. We've got an unexpected broadcast here today on the Bonfire Racing Network. We're here for the Thunderclap iRacing series on their fourth season, and it's their finale here in Fontana. I am going to be your commentator today, Jared Kelly, as always. But we're not in the Bonfire Racing League like normal. I've had a few DMs already wondering what is Thunderclap. Well, if you are watched the Bonfire Premier Cup Series, you would know the 28 of Justin White. He asked me to come broadcast their final race of the season here, and I said, yeah, sure, why not? I'd love to expand my horizons and go and try and broadcast with some different people, especially some different names that I might not know, and I don't know how these guys run, but I watched a little bit of practice, and these guys are fast, but like I said, we are here in Auto Club, the 2-mile D-shaped oval here. Moment in silence, as it's no longer a actual racetrack. It's been torn down and going to be turned into a short track, unfortunately. But track temps here are 114 degrees, ambient temperature at 89 degrees Fahrenheit, as we are into qualifying. So let's go on and move on to that, as let's go on board with Matt Cherry. So I get our cameras here. Matt Cherry there in the number 45. Jordan Dworchik has gone on to pole position with a 41.11. Matt Cherry moving up to that second spot with a 41.17. Through 3 and 4 right onto the top lane. Really solid line. We're going to see a lot of guys up near that wall here. I love this racetrack. Oh, but he gets loose. He stays on the racetrack, though, so this lap will be timed, but I don't think it'll be any faster. No, it was a 41.22, but valiant effort there for the driver at number 45. How about Matt Holmes in the number 5 car? As we're on board with him, he's going to get up in the fence. It's going to give him a 0x and invalidate this lap, so he'll have to hope for a flyer next time by, as we see more lap times hitting the timing tower. Nobody's been able to dethrone Jordan Dworchik from pole position, except when I say that Noah Rainwater in the 05 goes quickest with a 40.77. Over the line goes number 5 car. But like I said, I don't think it would be a timed lap, as he's right up against the fence, making that 5 car proud, just like the actual driver of Kyle Larson, right up on the top of the racetrack. Out of turn number 4, right up at the top of the racetrack. Got a little loose. Saw a little bit of a bobble there. Down onto the apron, across the line. And it is 10th position for Matt Holmes. Driver the number 19, Matt Garrett, now on the speedway, coming for his first timed lap. Across the line. It's 9th quickest for the driver of the number 19. Really fast line here at the top of the Auto Club Speedway. A very bumpy back road, or back straightaway, not back road. Though it could be compared to a back road, but here we see something different to the bottom of the racetrack through 3 and 4. Gonna slide up, but he almost gets up into the fence with our wall camera there out of turn number 4. Across the line. He moves up to that 4th position, 40.91. Now as we go with Robert Walton, driver of the number 66. For his 2nd time lap. First lap was invalidated, probably a 0x from running the wall. He's going to be conservative and run that bottom. Down into turn number 3. Back down to the bottom. Close to that white line. Going to slide up the racetrack and out of turn number 4 towards the front straightaway. Past the Geico restart zone across the line. It's 8th quickest for Robert Walton, a 41.05. The driver, the number 16, Joshua Corner. Down the back straightaway for his first time to lap. Some solid paint schemes here in the Thunderclap iRacing series. Across the line. 16th overall for the driver of the number 16. Todd Lee in the number, I believe that's 46 for his 2nd time lap. Last lap was 41.58, hoping that he can improve down on the bottom of the racetrack. Little bobble out of turn number 4. He saves it though, but that's going to cost him a lot of time here in qualifying. It was a 41.78. Nicholas Tomlinson in the number 40. 3 and 4 for his first time lap. Hoping to put it in the top 10, which is a reasonable goal. Everybody wants to be in the top 10. Across the line at the top of the racetrack, now on the apron, saving that for maybe a 2nd lap. It was 19th quickest at 41.32. I think this will be the money lap. Through 3 and 4, he kind of runs the middle, doesn't slide up to that wall. And running the middle of the racetrack across the line. 41.47, it's slower than his first time lap, so he does not improve his qualifying position. And that is going to wrap it up. There's still Tyler Truex, but I'm not sure if he will qualify. So we go on to our scenic camera with about 1 minute and 20 seconds left to go in qualifying. Right now, Noah Rainwater, your pole setter. As the grandstands are filled here at the Virtual Auto Club Speedway for some hot racing action here in Southern California. And that will do it for qualifying. So we go to our results page here. Noah Rainwater, like I said, on pole position as it freaks out there for a second with a 40.767, followed by Jordan Doranczyk. I'm sorry, I'm really trying my best. Doranczyk, just 54 hundredths of a second off of him. And then it's TJ Duplessis, just a tenth behind them. Then it's Matt Garrett, Tristan Bruce, Gregory Shepsik, Andrew Olszewski, if I'm butchering that, I'm sorry. Then it's Chase Leahy, Robert Walton, Justin Clapper, Chase S. Albright, Anthony Burleson, Joshua Corner, Matt Cherry, Matt Holmes, Brandon Schumann, and Kyle Bartles, Stephen Leschinski, and Nicholas Tomlinson, and Bo Condon, your top 20. As I believe we do have cars on pit road. They have a warm-up. Something I didn't know about here. So we have a view of pit road. Not sure how long the warm-up is. Maybe it's 2 minutes, maybe giving people a chance to get ready, change a little bit of setup maybe. So we got about 3 minutes left to go here in the warm-up. So all the drivers are in the drivers' meeting now. Now they're all being moved into their respective channels. And we do have cars on the racetrack. As I'm looking over my recap earlier from Justin, looks like we'll have 2 stages. Not quite sure where those stages will be at, but it is a 145 lap race here today at Auto Club. So I'd expect possibly that be maybe split up into thirds. Not quite sure, but I guess we'll find out when the cautions fall. If there's no cause, that there'll be stage breaks. Not quite sure, as I am new to this whole series, what the stage pays out. Here we go. Now I'm finding it. Stage 1 will end on lap 20, then it's stage 2 on lap 40, or stage 1 is 20 laps, then on lap 65, stage 2 will end. Now, so that final stage, roughly, I think if my math is correct, 80 laps. With 3 green, white, checkered attempts. Incident point limit of 18. And these are fixed setups. as that looks to be the end of the warm-up. When we get a chance, let's head to our grid. So we can see the cars starting to line up there on pit road. These drivers are getting loaded in. Here's a better angle of our whole field. With some really good looking paint schemes, I have to say. Some team paint schemes in there as well. Overall, all the cars here look fantastic. As we are just waiting for Tyler Truex to get on the grid. But it looks like we are going to start the formation lap without him. So his drivers are warming up their tires. It does look like Jordan Dorinchik is taking an EOL. I don't know the rules on that. Maybe there's some sort of incentive with being the leader of the championship at the moment. If you start in the back, you get a little bit more of a prize. I'm not quite sure. Race car light's still on, so we'll continue to go around. Does look like Tyler Truex is not on the racetrack, nor is he down pit road, so not quite sure what happened to the driver of the number 69. Making those final preparations before we go green here for 145 laps. The field getting stacked up here. That pace car is going to take a hard left turn down pit road. And it's all going to be up to Noah Rainwater as he's going to lead the field to green here as he hits the Geico restart zone. Green flag up in the air. We're racing in California. Good jump for the driver around the number 19, Matt Garrett. Really good jump there on that outside lane as he takes him through turn number 1. Oh, as Rainwater gets loose there at the bottom of turn number 1. Can he hold on to it? Looks like he does. As now Gregory Sheptus making a move to the inside. Matt Garrett in the number 19. Big drafting track, so you're going to need some help if you're going to try and make a pass for the lead. As everybody's starting to migrate to that top. We saw a car up at the fence there. Not quite sure who that was. Back in the 8th position, Matt Cherry making up spots in that number 45. He's right on the rear bumper of the number 8 of Andrew Olszewski. As things are heating up here for the 3rd position. A little side-by-side action. Matt Garrett starting to fall back there in that number 19. Not sure if his line's getting blocked there on the bottom, being too wide. But he's having those runs on the straights. That's always good. On board with Chase Leahy. Down at the bottom of the racetrack. And there's a kind of second pack going on back here, led by Steven Lajinski. On the left rear, Matt Cherry there. On our onboard, that is with Tristan Bruce in the number 21. So he's now chasing down Justin Clapper there in the 63. Further back, Bo Condon on the rear bumper of the number 99. As up in the 11th position, that is Anthony Burleson on the inside 3 wide. Oh no, I was wrong. No, I was right. Thought so. I thought I was looking at the wrong person. As we see the number 19 of Matt Garrett come down pit road, possibly splitting the stage in half with some pit strategy. We'll have to see how that works out for him later in the race. But back up in the middle of the top 10, Matt Cherry trying to move his way through the field. Stuck on that inside with the number 5 on his outside. That's Matt Holmes. It looked like the number 21 of Tristan Bruce got a little bit of a love tap on the rear bumper of the number 5. And corner number 2. Moved him down to the bottom of the racetrack. Does look like the leader has some company. TJ Tbilisi on the outside there in the number 78. Can he have a run going into turn number 1? 27 tried to run down the hill to try and gain some forward momentum. The 78 should have a really good run here. Coming out of corner number 2, should clear the 27. And he does. Great move from the driver in the number 78. Further back in number 52, that's Brandon Schumann. Closing in on the number 21 as he gets up in the wall. That's going to make him lose that momentum that he was going to carry on the front straightaway. Trying to keep some of that nose below the 21. Put some downforce on the nose so he doesn't slide up into the wall. As Noah Rainwater now making some moves. Our pole setter right behind the driver at number 46, that's Todd Lee, up 8 positions from where he started. As we are just 4 away from the end of the stage, and that battle is heating up here for those stage points. Not quite sure how the playoffs here work, if it's based off of points or if it's based off of finishing position. Not quite sure. Sure, I can find out. Yeah, so based off of finishing position, stage points mean nothing here. As now Justin Clapper trying to make a move on the 78. Oh, tried to move up there to block the 8. Couldn't quite get there. 78 gonna move up. Put some dirty air on the front nose of that 8 car. As now the 63 gonna tuck in line. As a theoretical, oh! Some contact there with the number 8 and 78. Oh no, that's the 63 of Justin Clapper. Couldn't tell from the front end, but a little bit of contact there through corner number 3. That's gonna back him all the way up in that 6th position. I think this is the theoretical white flag of the stage. 78 putting it all out there for a run down the back straightaway, but can he get to the 27? Gonna have a run with the 8. Where does the 8 go? Does he try and pass the 78? Through 3 and 4. No context. Gregory Sheptis is going to come home and win stage number 1. So I think we're going to wait for all the drivers to cross the start-finish line before that yellow gets thrown out here. As I'm getting some help in the chat on pronunciation, greatly appreciated there, Tom. As I guess that was not the final lap. I guess this was the final lap. Either way, no real change in the running order. As that yellow flag is coming out now for our first caution. And it is for the driver of the 27. As I believe pit road is open this time by, so we're going to see a lot of pit stops here happening for these guys and may change up the running order as some guys fake it. Those coming down pit road, the 78, the 8, and the 52 down pit road, followed by Todd Lee, Robert Walton, Joshua Corner, Damian Neeson, Nicholas Tomlinson, Kyle Bartles. A decent amount of drivers staying out. I think that's possibly 11 drivers staying out. As the 78 winning that battle off pit road, he's going to be now lining up in that 13th position. Matt Garrett, who we saw pit earlier, now coming out pit road, that he's in that 22nd position, still on the lead lap, I believe, or possibly one lap down. Might be possibly one lap down, as we see a little bit of right front damage to that number 19. So something to keep an eye out for. As now Gregory, at the moment, leading in this championship, who is in that first position, over, I believe, Tristan Bruce in that second position. As those pace car lights are off, we're going to get back green flag racing here. As now stage 2, 45 laps, which I believe would be around lap 65. So we're on lap 23 now. As that pace car is going to take a hard left turn down pit road. And the whole field squeezing up to that top lane. As Gregory Shepshis hits the Geico restart zone, takes off with a great jump over the 21 of Tristan Bruce and Matt Holmes in the number 5 behind him. As they go down barreling into turn number 1, you're going to see a fan out here. Everyone trying to get that clean air. That's Justin Clapper trying to make a move to the outside. Matt Holmes. He already drove by him. He's got Matt Cherry in the number 45 above him, fighting for that podium position. So number 99, Steven Lezinski, moving up. He's got the number 8 of Andrew Olszewski under him. As they're almost 4 or 5 wide further back behind him. That Ford Mustang Dark Horse is a pretty good looking race car, just like the GT3 car. It's gonna slide up right in front of the number 5 Avalon machine. Bo Condon in the number 25, trying to make his way up to the number 5 of Kyle's Bartles. Looks like we got a car in the wall. Looks like Justin Clapper in the 63. We hear him down on power. We stay green though. He's gonna let the whole field go by him, but does not sound good as he's trying to save that car. Something must be broke there with the right front. Probably some heavy contact in the outside wall. It's back up front. Andrew trying to make the move to the outside of the 21. Is going to have a huge run down the front straightaway. The 27 trying to put some air on the front nose to slow him down, break that toe. Nothing is stopping this 8 machine. Oh, as we get a wreck further behind, yellow flag is out. 78 involved along with the number 6. Try and go back and see what happened there. Today up into the wall, gets loose, gets on the front bumper with the 25. And the 6 hard into the outside wall there. Nowhere for them to really go. But our first yellow flag, and Andrew Olszewski has taken the lead. As we're going to see if there's any differing strategies here with a yellow being brought out in stage number 2. If anybody's going to try and get off sequence with tires, maybe have an advantage later in stage number 3. As we do see cars heading down onto pit road. Bo Condon, the first one leading them down. See some front end damage there to the number 25 as he misses his pit box. Damian Neeson as well in the 24. Joshua Corner in the number 16 just right in front of them. Also down on pit road. Andrew able to get a really good drive through the corners. He is on a new set of Goodyear rubbers. Gregory Shepsis, Tristan Bruce, Noah Ringmeyer, Matt Cherry. Those behind him have not pitted yet. Todd Lee in the number 46 also pitted there on lap 22. And Steven Lezinski, Anthony Burleson, Chase Leahy, Matt Holmes, Chase Albright, and I believe that's all who still need to come down pit road for the first time. Everybody else at least make one trip down pit road. Maybe not taking tires, definitely taking some fuel. As those pace car lights are off, we are going to get back underway with green flag racing here in the Thunderclap iRacing series. I'm going to expect this 8 car to get a really good jump here on the restart and through turn number 1 on those fresh tires, but we'll have to wait and see if that is true. Don't want to jinx him or put a commentary curse on him. The field getting stacked up here as that pace car makes a hard left turn down pit road. Andrew going to lead the field to green here as he hits the Geico restart zone and takes off. Really good jump with the bottom 2. Andrew going to slide up in front of the 27. But here comes the 21 to the bottom of the racetrack, but I still think Andrew's going to get a really good drive here out of corner number 2. A little bit of a bobble from the 21. Does that stack up the field? Doesn't look like it. Oh, as the 27 loose. He saves it, though, to the bottom of the racetrack after contact with the front bumper. I think that was Todd Lee, possibly. Or maybe Noah Rainwater. I think that's who it was with Noah Rainwater. Gregory put through the middles 3 wide. Never a really good position where you're getting passed by cars on both sides of you. Possibly the worn tires getting the better of him. Todd Lee moving up to the 2nd position. He's one of those cars on new tires. Question is, does he have enough to catch up to the 8 of Andrew Olszewski? I'm sorry. You guys give me the pronunciation and I'm still screwing it up. As it's a really good battle throughout the top 10 are stacked up together. Bruce looking to the inside. So he wasn't able to get it done that time by. Kyle Bartles working his way up, 13 positions up from where he started. Great run, the driver of the number 95. Does he look to the inside of Noah Rainwater? He's got to hope for a really good run here out turn number 4. Looking to the bottom, probably not going to have the run he wants to clear him on the front straightaway. It definitely gives him a shot through turn 1 and 2. So he's going to clear the 05. He's going to slide up right in front of him. The 05 slides up to the rear bumper. That's Jordan down there at the bottom of the racetrack. Whole front bumper missing off Jordan's car. It's heavy damage there for the driver at number 6. Not sure if he's gonna come back here. He is one of those championship drivers, unfortunately, so definitely that championship is falling away from his hands. They're back. Matt Holmes trying to sneak his way up to Gregory Shepsis. So far, ladies and gentlemen, your hard charger is the 46 of Todd Lee. Trying to close the gap up to Andrew Olszewski. As Jordan's still making laps in the infield. That last lap, Todd about 0.4 of a second slower, and Andrew's starting to fall off. Maybe a little bit of right front tire wear or right rear tire wear. Further back, Matt Cherry on the outside of Gregory Shepsis. That is for the 7th position. Gregory not giving it up, though. He dives it down into turn number 3. Gonna pull an old slide job on the number 45. Great move. Five car up in the wall there. Got a little loose. That's going to make him lose his momentum. As more and more that top lane gets rubbered in, I think the slower and more slicker it will get. But the sun is going down here at the Virtual Auto Club Speedway. We are going to check in with our race leader, see his steering movements there. Running at the top of the racetrack, smooth on the steering wheel. Little loose there. I counter steer into that, on that right rear tire, but nobody in his mirrors. At least close enough to his mirrors. Further back, that's Tristan Bruce in the 21. Fighting hard with Gregory Shepsis and Matt Cherry. As Tristan stuck to that top lane. .20 to go next time by before the stage end. Right now, the 8 cars got it locked in. Everybody else is just kind of seeing what their tires could do on a longer run. Not sure what the fuel strategy is here today. I know they have a fuel restriction. Does look like fuel capacity is at 100%, so as we do get a yellow, not sure what the yellow was for. Or maybe is this the stage end on lap 45? Sure. I think maybe that was the stage end. So I'm not seeing anything in my race records here or any events of anybody spinning or going off track. So I think maybe possibly things are going to get busy down on pit road, and yes, they are. Is Justin Clapper going to get that wave around? He's going to get put back on the lead lap, as we're going to try and sit here and see the race on pit road. And it is Andrew Olszewski who gets that lead. And Kyle Bartles and Matt Cherry, Steven Leginski, Noah Rainwater, Tristan Bruce, Matt Holmes, Todd Lee, Chase Albright, and Chase Leahy gonna lead your top 10. Appreciate all you guys in the broadcast chat for sticking with me. I know this isn't probably your usual broadcast format, but appreciate you sticking in there with me. As those pace car lights are off, we're going to get back underway here, possibly for the final stage. Go back green with about, I think, maybe 95 laps left to go in the race. As I'm going to mute my microphone, and we're going to crank it up for you guys here for the Thunderclap iRacing series. So I'll just let the engines speak for themselves. as the 95 of Kyle's Bartle moves up. Oh, as we get some contact down the back straightaway between Rainwater and Cherry. Like Rainwater got loose there and got into the door of Matt Cherry. As things have heated up here in this final stage. Cherry stuck in the middle there. Got Gregory Shepsison on his outside. As I think maybe he got in the wall. That's gonna bottle things up here. So we had a car go down into the infield. I think that was Chase Leahy. No, I think that was the 66. Trying to see who the 66 is. Robert Walton there. Got loose on the inside of the racetrack. As that 78 now making his way back up through the field after being involved in that incident. And brought out our first yellow for cause in stage number 2. See, a little loose there in the middle of 1 and 2. He's going to dive down to the bottom of the racetrack. Try and be side by side with Bartles. As Matt Cherry, or no, not Matt Cherry, that's Anthony Burleson, making moves there on the inside of Matt Holmes. Things are still closer than ever up front. As we get closer and closer to that halfway point. Rainwater tucks in behind. I think possibly that right front is giving away for Kyle's Bartles, who made moves there on the restart as things got really close there with the 99. Everybody's still migrated to the top of the racetrack. Everyone feeling like this is the place to be. It's Rainwater making it back up front. Doesn't have any help behind him. That's going to allow TJ to slide in right in front of him. Now Rainwater on the inside of TJ for the move for the lead. He's going to dive it down into turn number 1, but can it stick? TJ right on his door, not able to clear him through the corner. It's going to set these two up with equal momentum out of the corner. Matt Garrett hit it there, still down pit road for some lengthy repair time. That's going to set him back possibly another lap. think this is the closest we have seen the whole top 10. Diving it down to the bottom. That's Gregory Shepsis on Matt Cherry in the 45. Does he get into the door? It was awfully close. Gregory kind of leaning on the 45. This battle for the lead is not going away. Rainwater doing everything he can to try and clear the 78. Can't quite do it with the help that the 78's got in Tristan Bruce and the 21 behind him. Rainwater had nobody helping that last run. He falls back into the third position. Had room to slide up in front of Matt Cherry in the 45, but didn't. He wants to stay to that bottom. But here comes the 5 of Matt Holmes on the top lane, higher than everybody else on the racetrack. Nowhere to go with that run out turn number 4. Kind of stuck in traffic like if you were on the freeway. Oh man, a little bit of dirty air from Matt Cherry in front of him. Almost up into the outside fence. Oh, as the 78 gets turned in front of the whole field. Able to keep it off the wall. Have to go back and see what happened there. 21 on the inside starts coming up and just tags him in the rear. Saw a little bit of netcode there. But the 78 able to keep it off the wall, but unlucky break for the driver who is leading this race. That's going to bring out a yellow. So that is our second yellow for cause in this race on lap 65. About 13 laps away from our halfway point here. I don't think these guys have enough fuel to make it to the end if they were to stop here. So I think we are expecting another round of green or possibly green flag pit stops. It has been around 22 laps since these guys have put a fresh set of Goodyear rubbers on. Some of these guys only be using one set. They have 4 sets in the pits. One to start off with and 3 in the pits. So, a handful that have used 2 sets and the other who've used 3 and have 1 more set left. So I don't think they'll be pitting for tires anytime soon. So you don't want to be stuck out on the racetrack on old tires. But Gregory Shepsis is going to gamble and go down pit road. I'm going to keep the camera pointed on him, see if he takes 4 tires or if he takes fuel only. And it does look like a fuel stop for the driver of the number 27. Andrew Olszewski also down pit road, but he's going to get tires. Andrew will have one more set of tires after he comes out here. That's going to put Kyle Bartles in the lead over Noah Rainwater. And now I think Justin Clapper back on the lead lap. Justin, I think, getting more damage repaired. If I were to guess, go to our rear chase. Yeah, we see some front end damage there on the right front. So obviously tickled the wall a little bit. As we can see the field there in the background slowly making their way back up. Justin gonna get out so he can stay on the lead lap. But those pace car lights are off. We're gonna get back green flag racing here on lap 68. I believe going to be 77 here to go after we get back green flag racing. As Bartle's going to lead him to the green flag here over Noah Rainwater. Pace car took a hard left turn down pit road as they hit the Geico restart zone. Green flag back up in the air. Great jump for the driver of the 95. So he kind of caught the two behind him sleeping. Able to slide up in front of Rainwater. He's going to try and protect the middle of the track, but here comes Matt Cherry on the bottom, trying to build a run towards the back straightaway. How about the 5? He gets into the 99. Oh, multiple cars. Oh, 25 spinning in front of the field. That's a multiple car pile up. 24 involved there. We'll have to go back see what happened with Matt Holmes in the number 5, as we are gonna try and slow it down here as we are on board with the number 5. See, he's loose. He's trying to get a hold of that race car on the brakes. The 25 just getting into the rear bumper, but unfortunately that's not where it ends, as the 25 now hooked towards the outside wall in front of the field, and it hits the 63, Justin Clapper in the 40 as well, and I can't tell who else that is involved there. I think that's the 08 or the 8 of Andrew. As now Damian Neeson trying to get through, trying to turn away from the 25, and gets a little slow hook to kind of spin him around. So now we are close to that halfway point around, possibly, if I were to think, 72 would be halfway. 72 and a half, halfway. So we'll be going back green before or after that. You see there, pace car lights are off. So we will be back green flag racing on lap 72. So we're pretty close to halfway. So now I believe we have three cars that are multiple laps down. One who did not start. But majority of the field still in this race. How about the number 52? Brandon Schumann, haven't seen him much up front. Great to see him, but it is going to be Kyle Bartles again in the Geico restart zone. Got another really good jump on the field. Matt Cherry not really up there to contend going into turn number 1 for the lead. But here comes Rainwater. To the inside. He's going to slide in right behind him. Wasn't able to get to the quarter panel down the back straightaway. Schumann throwing the block on Cherry. Walton in the 66, up in the 7th position. Obviously, Andrew's car not hurt that bad from that previous incident. Maybe he didn't hit anything, or maybe it was just a minor contact. Now looking to the inside of Schumann. Schumann cutting him off, though, into corner number 3. It's a 66 hard inside to the outside wall. See a little bit of right front damage there to the number 66. A lot of cars passing him. Could that car be hurt? He's going to move down to the bottom of the racetrack, possibly let some of these guys go by. Try and make his way to pit road. Schumann now defending on Andrew. Andrew trying to throw him a dummy on that one, looking inside, then the outside, making him look in the mirror. He knows he's there. It's gotten into his head. Always a great offensive weapon. When you're trying to make a pass, a crossover to the inside. Great move from Andrew Olszewski. Easy move down the back straightaway. Further back in the 99, Steven Leginski trying to work his way up on Tristan Bruce. Tristan looking to the inside of TJ. So we have some great battles here in the back part of the field. I shouldn't say back, it is on the edge of the top 10. Bartles fighting with Rainwater for the lead of this race. Neither one having help going into turn number 1. Kyle's moving to the top. Rainwater doing the crossover on him. Now out of turn number 2. Who has the momentum on the back straightaway? Olszewski gonna have a run on both of them. Where does he go? Does he put it 3 wide? Bartles covering him off on the bottom, moves up in front of Andrew. But where does Andrew go? He's right up against the wall. He's going to push the 95 into corner number 1. And try and get both of them clear, but where does Andrew go now? I'm expecting maybe a move to the inside if he has one. Rainwater to the back of Olszewski. Olszewski looking to that top lane. He has the tires. As we are now approaching up to lap 80, 66 laps left to go in this race. And it's a new leader, Andrew Olszewski, back up front. See the 99 of Steven Leginski there on the bottom of the racetrack. Losing a couple spots there. Maybe he got loose. And I do see Damian Neeson crashed and jumped into the pits. So these guys are green flag racing. Let's go back and see what happened. But the number 24 looked like he got into the outside wall and took a little field trip to the infield to see what victory lane looks like down here. Fortunately, it is not the end of the race, and he parks it perfectly in victory lane. Couldn't have parked it any better. So hats off to Damien for that little field trip to victory lane. Rainwater back up in that second position, trying to close in on Andrew Olszewski. Right now, they just put another lap on to Bo Condon, number 25 there. Oh, got dangerously close to that pit exit cone. Pit exit cone, the most persecuted cone probably on the iRacing service. As further back, Gregory Shepsis to the inside of the 46. Todd Lee, that's for the 7th position. And he can make it stick in turn number 1 and 2. Running that bottom line. Todd gonna have the forward momentum off corner exit. Matt Garrett back in this fight. I've seen him a couple laps down, able to get them back just from the way the yellows felt. We see that he's still got that right front damage, but obviously that car is handling pretty good if he is fighting up in the top 10. Top 4 pretty spread out. First car in that second pack, Tristan Bruce in the 21. Oh, as we got a car spinning, that's Robert Walton out of corner number 4. See the 5 that got up into the fence. Robert able to hold on to it. 5, not so lucky. He's down there at the bottom of the racetrack. That does not bring out a yellow. We are still green. About 61 laps left to go here in Fontana. Rainwater starting to creep back up on Andrew Olszewski. He's bringing Kyle Bartles with him and Matt Cherry, who's trying to hold on to this top 4 or the top 3. Having some struggles while doing it, it looks like. Gap's just under 0.3 of a second. Rainwater almost a 10th quicker that last lap over Andrew Olszewski. But I do think there's still going to be one more pit stop in here. Schumann still fighting it out, trying to hold on to that 7th position. Car behind, that was TJ, got loose out of corner number 2. 25 really loose. Ocon in there on the very inside of the back straightaway, able to hold on. As we do get a yellow, that's Rainwater, and oh, Andrew Olszewski also involved. What happened there as we were looking at the lap car that got loose on the back straightaway? Let's head over to our replay. Doesn't really give us much of anything. Let's rewind it there. Oh, as Andrew got loose and was coming down on the racetrack. So let's slow it down there. Andrew running the top of the racetrack. When that right rear starts getting worn down, it gets loose. You can see the nose pointed, and he tries to save it. Noah, already having the upward trajectory on corner exit, gets up into him. Unfortunate accident there for our two leaders. Kyle Bartles down on the apron of the racetrack. Does he save it, though? No, Kyle up in the wall as well. So the top three having bad luck here. As they are going to come down pit road. At Cherry, that first car who wasn't involved in that accident. As we hit lap 90. I think now's the time that these guys can make it on one more stop around 55 laps. I think it's possible to go to the end here. I think that's why pit road is so busy. As Gregory Shepsis is going to win the race off pit road. We've seen him lead laps early in this race. After the last few stages, he's kind of been in that fight in the back of the top 10. Is Bo Condon gonna try and get the wave around? Joshua Corner coming down pit road, probably top off with fuel. Those pace car lights off. Aren't going to get that green flag racing here. And as I go back, I'm going to look to see who still has a fighting chance for this championship. Gregory Shepsis, one of them, and then Tristan Bruce. They're kind of running second in this championship. I'm going to keep going through. Matt Garrett there in the 10th position, and Matt Cherry in that 9th position. But I think all the other 4 drivers were involved in some sort of incident here. So Gregory's going to lead us to the Geico restart zone here. We can see how the field has dwindled. Green flag back up in the air. We're back green flag racing. Gregory with a great jump, and Tristan Bruce in that 2nd position now with a great jump on the bottom of the racetrack right in front of, I believe that is Brandon Schumann, 45. single file throughout the field. I think that first car sticking his nose out, that's Matt Cherry trying to make up spots on that middle line in front of Matt Garrett. As now the stadium lights are on, we are transitioning to night. Todd Lee now getting some momentum on Tristan Bruce, but he's got TJ DeBlacy on his inside in the 78. Those cars inches away from the outside wall as we're going to hit, I believe, 51 laps left to go in this race. Still a lot of time to be made up here. Don't want to burn those tires up too quick. It's Matt Cherry in the 45, new fastest lap. 40.58. That is the fastest lap of the race. Cool temperatures here, allowing for a quicker lap time. As we do see a battle for the lead. Brandon Schumann on the inside of Gregory Shepsis. But where does the 21 go? 21 looked up top, had nowhere to go. Probably had to lift out of the throttle there, lose a little bit of momentum. He had a great pusher of TJ in the 78 right behind him as TJ got a little bobble there. Hold on to her, TJ. TJ now looking to the outside of Gregory. They're going to 3 wide going into turn number 1 for the lead. Tristan Bruce fighting for that championship. Cherry, the closest championship contender, back there in the 6th position. But here comes Bruce again to the outside. Shepsis going to the bottom of the racetrack. What about the run for the 21? He gets there, he clears the 27. That's not good enough for the 27. He looks to the inside once again. Almost had the 78 to his outside. There's some contact further back with Schumann. Through the middle of the corner. Schumann at the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to fall back there to the 7th position. Shepsis still leading here. I think it's going to be 46 to go next time by. Matt Cherry right behind Todd Lee. What does he do with Todd? You got to work together to try and get up front. blueprints are where you find them, unfortunately, here in the closing laps at Auto Club. With a little bit of a bobble there out of corner number 2. TJ taking the lead. Shepsis to the outside. Back for the lead. He clears him easily. Blocks the 21. The 21 going to put the bumper to the 78. Going to shove him into the corner. Expect maybe a hard lift here for the 78 and some momentum from the 21. Another bobble for Todd lead. Matt Cherry to the inside of Todd. Possibly going to send it here through 3 and 4. Can't get her done. So now the race has kind of transitioned to the bottom of the racetrack. Oh, Matt Cherry still leaning on Todd. Saw a little bit of contact there in turn number 1. That's going to slow down Todd's momentum. I don't think those guys are no longer friends. Todd's not going to say he wants to help him. As that fight for the lead is heating back up. The longer these guys stay side by side, it's going to allow Matt Cherry to catch up to them. Bruce to the outside. Heard some downshifting there from both drivers. It's how much they're fighting for that RPM out of the corner. Cherry back up in this fight. He's right on the rear bumper of Shepsis. On the top lane. As further back, I believe that was Anthony Burleson got loose down there on the apron. Cherry pushing the 78 closer to the 21. Now Shepsis trying to sneak to the outside of the 45. Couldn't get it done there, but he was looking. As we're going to be 40 to go next time by. Shepsis almost putting the bumper to the 45. A little bit more contact between Cherry and Shepsis. Shepsis now on the inside of TJ. It's exactly what Bruce wants to see in his rearview mirror. As now we hit 39 to go. Left in this Thunderclap racing season. Shepsis a little loose out of corner number 2. It's now Todd Lee looking to the inside of Matt Cherry. Matt Cherry almost defenseless there against Todd. Now TJ sneaking up onto the 21. '78 going to generate a run down the back straightaway within that toe. '78 now looks to the inside of the 21. Not going to be able to clear them. They're going to be side by side going down the front straightaway. Now Gregory makes the move to the inside. Can he get a 2-for-1 here? Not close enough. Now it's going to be 36 to go. Gregory Shepsis out front. Tristan Bruce looking to the outside. Gonna try and carry some momentum out of corner number 4. Schumann on the inside of Cherry. Shepsis trying to break that draft down the straightaways. Almost 3 wide for that second position. Tristan faster. Or no, Gregory faster than Tristan. I'm sorry. Got those 2 cars mixed up that last lap. Oh, that Steps just got loose out of corner number 4. Leaning on that right rear a little too much still. So 78 got loose up into the fence. Gonna make him lose his momentum. .32 to go here. Still in California. I think Schumann got into the back bumper of Matt Cherry there, who's in that podium position. That was the 34 of Chase Leahy blinking out there. Albright in the 49 getting closer to Todd Lee there in the 46. But back up front, Matt Cherry still having a lot of company behind him. Brandon Schumann actually getting up into the fence there on corner entry of 1. As Tristan now getting ever closer. Last lap was around a 10th faster. We'll see what it is this time. There are your top 3 in the championship. You can see their lap times. And the difference between them, that last lap, Bruce only about 8 thousandths of a second quicker than Shepsis. Now Bruce inside that toe. He's getting a little bit of help on the straightaways. He's got to stay consistent in the corners though if he's going to have any shot to try and catch up to Shepsis in the closing laps here. As we get closer and closer with 25 laps left to go. Right now it's 29. Gap staying close to about half a second. Shepsis not wanting to get into that outside wall, lose any momentum. That last lap, Shepsis was only about 0.02 of a second quicker than Bruce. Starting to fall off on his pace. Almost 0.7 of a second. Still has that help down the straightaways. Don't think it will be enough. Last lap was a tenth slower for Bruce. As Schumann loose out of corner number 2. They are in the background behind Cherry. Bruce finding a little bit of speed there. Down the back straightaway and into 1. "25 laps left to go in Season 4. Right now, Shepsis has his hands on that championship trophy. Bruce trying to do everything he can to catch up to him, to have a fighting chance there, and Cherry possibly hoping for a yellow to try and get back up in this fight. With only 13 cars still on the lead lap, I don't see possibly a yellow happening. As TJ making the pass for that 4th position. Chase Albright now up in that 6th position. There are your lap times between 1st and 2nd. Oh, Shepsis in the wall. That's going to cost him some momentum. Bruce now 0.4 of a second behind. With 22 to go. Cherry down pit road, hoping for a Hail Mary. With Shepsis. You can see Bruce there right behind him, 0.6 of a second behind him. Oh, as we see some cars heading down pit road, we are going to see some final pit stops here. That's going to put Schumann up front. So it wasn't a Hail Mary for Cherry. It's actually, they needed one more stop. So it was more of a strategy call for Cherry to try and pull an undercut on the leaders. And Schumann wiggling out of corner number 2. I think we're going to see a race here out of pit road. It does look like Shepsis is going to get out first. No. Bruce out first. What's going on with Shepsis? It's a long pit stop. I think Shepsis possibly conceding the championship to fix some damage on that number 27. Chase Albright now your leader in the 49. He too also gonna have to make a pit stop along with Anthony Burlington, who is down pit road, Joshua Corner, Chase Leahy, Todd Lee, Steven Leginski. And then it's Tristan Bruce in that 7th position at the moment, but he's going to cycle out to be your leader. Question is when do these cars come down pit road? $17 laps left to go here Brandon Schumann down pit road. And there goes the 19 of Garrett to get back on the lead lap. There is your championship leader, Tristan Bruce, at the moment. Albright slow corner, actually slowly catching up to him, or fairly rapidly catching up to him. These guys holding out for a yellow. I don't think it will happen. It's going to be 14 to go this time by. So we are still yet to be wondering when the last 5 are going to come down pit road. Jinski catching up to Lee. This is actually for position number 4. Steven just driving right by him. Steven pitting there on lap 90. I think Steven may be shutting the car off to try and save some fuel. Let's hear him on corner entry. We're right on board with Steven Luzinski. Yeah, shuts the car off on corner entry, and he'll fire it back up on exit. To go this time by, and still it is Chase Albright up front in front of Joshua Corner. Corner slowly gaining time on Chase. Bruce not giving up the fight. He just made a pass on Leahy. and actually Leginski all in the same two corners. That puts him up in that third position. Now he's got to try and go and track down the top two. Cherry also conceding that championship battle, had a long pit stop, probably to fix some damage. Corner making solid lap time on Chase Albright. At last time, it was 0.3 quicker than Albright with 8 to go. I think he's going to have to be half a second quicker if he wants to catch Albright before the checkered flag. The gap between, or the lap time between Bruce and the top two is almost 2 seconds. So Bruce trying to do everything he can to win the race and the championship. As corner almost a second slower that last lap, possibly trying to save more fuel, especially down the straightaways. Next time Chase crosses the start-finish line, it will be 5 to go. Joshua Corner almost 20 miles per hour slower than Albright. But here comes Albright down pit road. Full trip down pit road is roughly 50 seconds, so Albright not going to hang on to the lead here. We'll have to see if Corner can go the distance. He's really slow, wrapping the bottom. Bruce coming with a full head of steam. Out of corner number 2, it's about half a straightaway the distance. It's about 3 seconds a lap faster. So I think next time by, Bruce will be on the rear bumper of Corner. So now we hit 4 to go. Shep's just there down on the bottom. Tristan Bruce has now taken the lead of the race with 3 laps left to go. Cherry trying to hang on right in front of him. looking to the inside of Cherry. Cherry not making it easy for him. Four miles left to go for Tristan Bruce. One lap to go here. Tristan Bruce qualified in the top 5, having a shot to win here, putting himself in the championship race is already a feat. But to qualify in the top 5 and have a shot to win, especially after 145 laps. Strong and consistent effort for the 21. Through 3 and 4 for the final time. You just gotta be smooth and clean. But out of turn number 4, Tristan Bruce gonna come home the winner and the champion. Steven Leginski coming home in that second position in that number 99, 15 seconds behind the leader. And then it's Matt Garrett who comes home second in the championship. And Anthony Burlington and Chase Leahy, who's out of fuel down at the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to get passed by Chase Albright. And it's Gregory Shepshis who led so many laps here in this championship race, and then Brandon Schumann, who was battling up front, and Matt Cherry. Joshua Corner, who tried to stretch it on field but just could not, will come home in your final top 10 position. But all eyes are going to be on Tristan Bruce as he's going to burn it down here. Your Thunderclap champion. Matthew Cherry with him as well. So I scroll through here. I'm going to try and get things set up for driver interviews. Possibly. As we are going to head over into the broadcast waiting room. We are
trying to save a little bit and just could not fucking make the difference up.
We're going to move on in here with some interviews. We're going to go on to our race winner and champion, Tristan Bruce. Tristan, you were able to hold on there and Looked like your other two competitors had a long pit stop, but you came home to take the win and I believe the championship. So congratulations to you. But that was a hard race for you to try and manage the right rear tire and some carnage there in the later stages.
Yeah, very fun race overall. Got into TJ a little early into the race and sent him around, got the UL. Just had to stay focused throughout the race. I was confused out of the green flag stop. I'm guessing Shepsis got speeding penalty going in or off. Yeah, I was confused there, but no, overall fun race. Managing the tires was nice. Second stage and on is where I really figured it out, but yeah, just proud to get the championship. That's 6 wins on the season. Just can't be more proud of myself.
Well, it was one heck of a race. I love this racetrack and the multiple grooves it had. Where'd you feel like your car had the best balance? I kind of saw you moving all over the racetrack, but it seemed like that middle to top range was where you were at most often.
Yeah, absolutely. I did run all 3 lines tonight just to see how everything worked out and what lines were best. And yeah, I kind of figured the top side, the top lane was kind of, I like to run the top on the fresher tires, but I tried the bottom as well. It seemed balanced everywhere, but once tires got used and pretty worn, that middle groove was, kind of the right line that I was able to find. And yeah, just overall proud, fun, blessed. Sad the season and this whole Thunderclap is coming to a close, but I'm glad to be the final champion of Thunderclap.
Well, once again, one final congratulations to you. Is there any sponsors or I don't know if you have a spotter with you or any team members that you want to shout out here on the broadcast?
I'm no spotters, nothing. Got some teammates, but thankful for them. Just all my family that watches, man. Everyone that supports me. It's awesome to have them by my side and thankful that we are able to get a broadcast going tonight. So thank you to you so much for able to do this for us tonight. Yeah.
Yeah, not a problem at all. It's definitely great to broaden my horizons and try and get better as a broadcaster. But we're gonna move on to Steven Laginski. I probably butchered your last name so many times in the broadcast, so when you go back and watch this, I do apologize. But you were able to come home in that second position. Look, we heard you on board, shutting the car off in the corners, trying to save some fuel. But you were kind of in the middle of the top 10, maybe back of the top 10 all race long, and definitely had some action and carnage in your way. How did you kind of manage your race and keep the nose of that Ford Mustang clean?
It started about the second stage when the Matt Holmes got loose and kind of went to the back, and now couldn't get back to the front. So that last caution with like 50 something left to go, I was like, I had nothing to lose. So I started clutching about 40 to go and kept clutching all race long, and I ran out coming to the line.
Well, you definitely got lucky, so you're right on the number there, and bringing it in for a silver medal is always great in the final race of the season. Do you have any sponsors or teammates you want to shout out here on the broadcast?
I just want to thank Justin Clapper, Justin White, Bo Condon, and those guys who ran the Thunderclap series for 3.5, 4 years, and it's been a blast. And it's been the best part of my life for every Wednesday. So gonna be sad to miss him, but we're moving on to something bigger and better next season. So
Well, I'm looking forward to hearing about it. I might join for maybe some races in the future. We'll have to see. Justin let me into the league, so we'll have to see if that's a mistake or not.
come on over. It'll be a lot of blast. A lot of these guys race pretty clean, so it's a good time. So
Well, it definitely looked like a fun time out there on track. Matt Garrett, we saw you early on kind of have some issues with that right front damage you got there. You kind of seemed like off sequence on pit stops the whole race long, but it kind of worked out for you in your favor here at the end. Maybe not for the championship, but for a third place finish here.
Yeah, at the very end there, we had to abandon any normal strategy and just throw caution to the wind and really try to go for it there. At one point, I was trying to stretch the fuel and possibly not stop at all. But as you saw, everybody had trouble with that. It was really difficult to save anything.
Yeah. How did that right front damage kind of uh, changed the balance of the race car? Because it seemed like you were a little off pace there once you got it. And I think you came down for maybe a pit stop, and we saw you multiple times get that lucky dog and get back on the lead lap and keep fighting. So how did that damage kind of affect the balance of your race car?
That damage was pretty major. It probably didn't look like a lot on the broadcast, and it didn't feel like a whole lot in the car, but it resulted in 3.5 minutes worth of damage. Also put my steering wheel at about 11 o'clock. That didn't get fixed until probably the next to last pit stop. It took me the entire race to get everything fixed. The damage model is a little touchy nowadays, so it pays to be clean.
Yeah, and especially with those toe links getting bent, it can be a hassle. But you held on to it, though. Any teammates or partners that you want to shout out here in the broadcast?
Well, first off, thank you to you for broadcasting this race. We really appreciate that. We wanted the finale to be broadcast. Congratulations to Tristan. He definitely earned it all season long. Fantastic driver. Thank you to every driver in Thunderclap. It's been an absolute pleasure to drive with you and against you. I hope to see you all in the next league that we try to race in. Thank you to all the sponsors that helped Thunderclap throughout the years, and most importantly, the admins of Thunderclap. I know it wasn't always easy, but they never gave up, and the result speaks for itself.
Well, good job on the third place finish. Looking forward to maybe seeing how your season goes next time. Not sure. I'm still learning all the different types of rules, and I didn't even know when the stages were ending. So I was trying my best to learn everything that was going on here. But good luck to you next season, and maybe we'll see you at the top of the point standings next season.
Thank you. Hopefully, we'll have to get you somebody in the booth to help you out with how it goes.
Yeah, it's definitely more fun with another person to talk to. Well, that was your top 3 here at Auto Club. Fantastic race action all throughout the racetrack. We saw some carnage. We saw some hurt feelings as well, maybe with some people losing their championship hopes. But overall, I had a really good time here up in the broadcast booth for this one-off broadcast. Who knows? Maybe they'll ask me back, or maybe I'll join these guys on track. Not quite sure what will happen, but I do have some other racing leagues on the Bonfire Racing Network. For the Bonfire Racing League, we got trucks on Tuesday night, and the Premier Cup Series Sunday morning, where you can catch the Thunderclap Racing League's own Justin White every once in a while. But for me, I'm Jared, the Showboat Kelly, going to close it out here for the broadcast. I'll probably catch you on track, and when I do, I'll definitely blow your doors off. But until then, see you next time.